Hi, I'm Monty Ware with Motosport, and I'm going to show you how to tighten spokes today. We have a couple different types of wrench we use. What I'm using today is a Fastco torque spoke wrench. These work really well. It prevents you from over tightening. If you don't have one of these, you actually have your basic manual spoke wrench that comes with the bike. Usually this is a maintenance thing. This is something you'll probably always want to do before you ride your bike, before every ride. I recommend you checking your spokes. If you check them all the time, then you can usually stay on top of it and you rarely have loose spokes. First thing you want to do is you want to find the starting point. I usually find either a valve stem or a rim lock, so you know when you went around the whole rim. The key is that this is pretty simple, but a lot of people make mistakes here. They'll tighten every spoke. The best thing to do is do every other one. And another thing is you don't want to tighten it all the way. You want to do small little increments around. You might have to do a couple rotations, but don't try to tighten the spoke. Even if it's loose, don't try to sit there and just tighten it. Sometimes you get around the rim locks here, or the valve stem, you can't quite get the spoke wrench on there, so sometimes you have to kind of rotate and go to the other side. We're pretty snug on these, but I'm going to go ahead and just double check it. Just to make sure I don't want any loose spokes, but at the same time I don't want to over tighten them. So I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. I'm going to start on the outside spokes here again. That one's pretty good. That's good. See, now I'm to the point where they don't need to be tightened anymore, but that's where the torque wrench lets you know that. But if you don't have one of these, get to that firm point, maybe just a little extra turn. You don't want to go too tight because that actually will damage your spokes and your rim. I really love these torque spoke wrenches. They just take all the guesswork out of it. Okay, I'm just about complete with this side. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the inside spoke. Again, they're pretty close to being tight, but I'm going to just double check them one last time. If you're not familiar with these wrenches, you'll hear it click. It's just like any torque wrench. When it clicks, that means it's right where it needs to be. You don't want to go any tighter. All right, that's complete there. Sometimes you'll run into spokes if they just keep turning. That means your spoke is stripped, so you'd have to replace your spoke. A lot of times, if you're trying to turn them and it doesn't move, that means it's seized up. So that's almost as bad as having a broken spoke. So you would have to eventually replace that spoke or all the spokes. Another thing is they have different types of nipple sizes, spline drive. This tool here has all the available pieces. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, the most important thing is not to over tighten. Of course, you don't want them too loose. But over tightening is as bad as having loose spokes. And I highly recommend one of these. If you're using a manual one, just take your time and listen to what I said.